Everybody wants you to take sides. I'm on the Palestinian side or the Israeli side. I'm not involved in Israeli politics. I've been neutral in Israel because it's a politically correct subject that's just fraught with mental illness. I don't like the idiocy of people that are either for Israel or against Israel. So I've always tried to say I'm neutral. I understand that you're pro-Israel. I look at this completely neutral and cold. And again, I'm not for it or against it. I'm being a political atheist, just giving you the pieces right now. You can make your decision. We report, you decide, to steal the Fox maxim. Palestinians are kind of like the Californians of the Middle East. They're not even Californians, they're not even Palestinians. They're just people kicked out of all the other Arab nations to have run there to be part of a cause, part of a fight. Because most of the Palestinians were never in, quote, Palestine or where Israel now is, where Jerusalem is, predating Palestine, as it's been called for 1,000 years. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is a Palestinian, which means basically a vagabond in the Middle East. You look at who's starting these rebellions and these attacks, it's Palestinians, because they don't even exist, folks. They're just people that migrated into that area and want to take it over. It's a made-up thing. Any Arab will tell you, or any Muslim will tell you, that Palestinians 24/7 are trying to take over your political process. And wherever they go, discord, terrorism starts. And then they're going to start even bigger wars. You'll never satisfy the so-called Palestinians. The Arab countries won't take one of them. What does that tell you? Because everywhere you take them in, they try to overthrow you. It's what they do. And you know what they do to holy sites? They blow each other's holy sites up. So you let unfettered Islamic takeover happen in Jerusalem, guaranteed within 1 year, Dome of the Rock, all of it is going to get blown sky high. Because that's especially what the Wahhabis do. And I'm not against the Muslims, but they've got 99% of the territory in the Middle East. They're always killing each other. And Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Egypt, none of those countries will take any of the Palestinians. They don't want them. They won't take one of them. And most of them are just Arabs that have gone into the area and want to be in Israel. And it's just like folks that want to get into the United States but hate the United States. Oh, and what are the folks doing? They're trying to knock down the fences and climb over for an intifada. And you've got your nice mix of, suicide bombings going on. So it's tribal warfare. What do you think they're doing with Israel? Doesn't do it in 8 years. 20-something days out. We're now 20 days out. He says, oh my gosh, you've got to merge. You've got to let all the Palestinians into Jerusalem. Oh, they'll just kill and overthrow immediately. And then now they're calling for an intifada. They're calling for an uprising in the Middle East. A war against Israel. Gee, who would have thought that would have happened? What would happen if the Jews pulled out of Israel today and left? Within a year, there'd be nothing but people murdering and killing each other and blowing each other up and fighting, because that's what the Middle East does. You don't build stuff, you don't develop things, you don't have a culture that's based on Renaissance. It's all based on conquest. And you'll just start saying, you're not as Shiite as I am, or you're not as Sunni as I am, and killing and blowing each other up in 5 minutes. That's all I'm saying, for God's sakes. And the Jews came in there and said, we're going to actually take this small area for us. And all I'm saying is that you got this tiny little place that's got buildings and factories and jet, airplanes and all the rest of it. And then everything around it is a bunch of squalor. And nobody else will take any of these people in. And it's just an excuse to point your finger all day long and say Israel's the problem if you fall on the damn banana peel. And I'm not here kissing the ass of Israel. I don't think Israel should keep expanding the settlements and all the rest of it. I think that should stop. But every time they get attacked, they expand again. And I kind of get that, where you push me, I'm going to get more aggressive. But it's just we've played all the politics too long here, okay? But what Trump's doing would mess up an Israeli deal to get that oil. Oh, sure, he's supporting settlements in some limited areas because Israel's growing. That's what Israel's doing. And Israel's under attack. And this two-state solution was always a fraud. Trump's just being honest about it. Israel's going to expand out to the edge of its borders. And if the Arabs are dumb enough to attack them again, they're going to expand past that. The globalists are going to overthrow everything. They're coming for everybody. And they're going to turn loose on us a bunch of Muslims that kill each other and can't live in peace and can't even wipe their asses, okay, with toilet paper. I'm sorry, it's true. Excuse me. I'm not trying to be like this, but I'm really angry right now. And so, again, all the BS you've heard on the internet, all the anti-Israel stuff, why do you wonder they try to beat you over the head everywhere from conservative angles, and why white supremacists hate me so much and always claim I work for Israel? Everybody says I work for Israel when I've been very, very fair on both sides of the issue. In fact, I was never even pro-Israel. I wasn't against Israel. But all the bullying and all the lies that I worked for Israel, well, I am pro-Israel. And then I would just get bullied online and by leftist publications going, Jones hates Muslims. Jones is a racist. And it was actually their bullying trying to make me be anti-Israel that made me study it more and become pro-Israel. So good luck with all of that bullying that's gone on. Everybody's tried to bully me to attack Israel and tried to bully me. No, I'm going to support Israel now more. Do I support Israel or don't I? And I've been very, very clear that I do support Israel. And I've been very, very clear that I do support Israel. And by the way, they make Zionist a dirty word. They make Zionist a dirty word. Do I support Israel or don't I? And I've been very, very clear that I do support Israel. And I've been very, very clear that I do support Israel. There's videos on YouTube that have been re-uploaded where I said that in 1997.
What I wanted to say is this. I want to say this out in the open. I support the Jewish state of Israel. They have been in that land. That is their land.
In fact, I was never even pro-Israel. I wasn't against Israel. But all the bullying and all the lies that I worked for Israel, well, I am pro-Israel.
I support the Jewish state of Israel. They have been in that land. That is their land. And it's the UN that has declared them terrorists. The UN has declared that Israel has been acting wrongly, and the UN supports groups that want to dissolve the state of Israel and make it a marginalized state where we know Jews will not be allowed to stay. The Arabs will run them out of there. I'm not anti-Arab.
Everybody wants you to take sides. I'm on the Palestinian side or the Israeli side. I'm not even on a side here. I'm just sitting here looking at Israel and just seeing online in the universities and the media just constantly bashing Israel. Now, everybody knows I'm pro-Israel. I think Netanyahu's a lot better than the folks over there. I think they have a right to be over there. It goes back to a fight between good and evil, and real evil is about to get turned loose on the planet. The devil's making his move, and everybody better decide which side you're on. So, it's called choosing a side. And there's big money behind being anti-Israel. What's wrong with Jews believing Israel has a right to a homeland when the Muslims want the whole world? The Muslims, my point is the Muslims say they're going to get the whole world. I mean, they're saying everything is theirs, and I'm supposed to just roll over and say, well, come cut my daughter's genitals off and throw gay people off buildings. I mean, I'm not going to put up with it. We'll be right back. Stay with us. So there's no going back. There's no discussion of this. We all know the truth now. And you either choose the side of liberty and freedom or you choose the side of the New World Order, allied with the stinking, filthy, third world woman raping, ass wiping with their... excuse me. I may have to go off air, okay? I just... No, there is a Jewish mafia at the heart of the New World Order. No, there is a Jewish mafia at the heart of the New World Order.
What Israel's doing, we know that the kings of blackmail, is that they're actually using their inside knowledge of Abramoff and a lot of other issues, just like Monica Lewinsky and Clinton. We know they were blackmailing them then. We know Israel's the king of blackmail. We know they blackmail Congress and the president all the time. We know Israel's the king of blackmail. We know Israel's the king of blackmail.
This is Alex Jones from Infowars.com. And if you come to the realization that I'm a lying, Sheldon Adelson Zionist stooge, tune in to No More News with Adam Green for reality. Listen to the real news with Adam Green. No More News. He's not a Zionist shill like I am. He's not bought and paid for. He's not compromised. Drain the swamp. Listen to Adam Green, Infowars.com.